Hi friends, welcome to Sri Sai IT Hub. In this video of Core Java Programming, we are going to discuss the following topic: mismatch catch block in exceptions. So what happens when you have a mismatching catch block? So first of all, let us have a small revise. What is exception? So exception means runtime error, and error which occurs during execution time is called as exception. Execution time means when we run the program. Why exception occurs? Exception mainly occurs when we give improper input or incorrect input in our program during execution time. And what happens when exception occurs? When exception occurs, the program execution stops at that particular line itself. Remaining lines of statements are not executed, and technically it is called as abnormal termination of the program, and in general words it is called as breakdown of program. So to avoid exception, we have to perform exception handling mechanism. In exception handling mechanism, we use try block to detect or monitor the error. We use throw keyword to warn or alert that exception had occurred in our program, and pass the exception to catch block. And in catch block, we accept the exception and provide a proper solution for our exception. So this is exception handling mechanism. So the advantage of exception handling mechanism is no abnormal termination of the program. So program executes normally without any abnormal termination. So now coming to mismatch catch block in exceptions. So first of all, every exception in Java program is an object, and this object belongs to all the predefined or user defined exception classes. So JVM creates automatically all the predefined exception objects when it occurs in a program, and manually we have to create user defined exception objects when exception occurs in a program. So such exceptions need to be accepted in catch block whenever exception occurs in try block and it is thrown from try block. Okay, so such exceptions we have to accept in catch block that are thrown from try block. Right, so catch block goes like this: catch with exception class as parameter and its corresponding object reference variable, accept the exception and provide the proper solution. Then what is mismatch catch block? Okay, so mismatch catch block means exception thrown from try block is different. It is different from catch block parameter. It is different from catch block parameter or catch block exception. So whatever the exception which is thrown from try block, that will be different from catch block. Okay, example, let us say in try block we got one exception. Okay, exception 1 is thrown. If it is predefined exception, it is automatically thrown. If it is user defined exception, we have to throw this. We have to catch here exception 1. Then it is normal execution of the program. But if we catch exception 2, another exception type, then it is abnormal termination of the program. Okay, so it is mismatch of exception. So mismatch of exception means abnormal termination of program. So whenever exception thrown from try block is not matching with exception in catch block parameter, it is abnormal termination of program, that is breakdown of program. Right, so let us try to demonstrate this with a small program. MiS-Match catch block example1.java. So program to work with MiS-Match catch block in exception. So first write the comments. Take the main class with main method, MiS-Match catch block example1. So let us save this program in our working directory, MiS-Match catch block example1.java. Right, so let us take arithmetic exception example int a comma b comma c. Right, so we'll take a is equals to 10, b is equals to by mistake 0, c is equals to a by b. Then we'll say here system dot out dot println division plus c, and finally we'll print the message as up end of the program. Right, now exception will occur in this particular place, so we'll put try and then followed by catch. So catch, first we'll take arithmetic exception only, AE, and then system dot out dot println will print AE, arithmetic exception object reference variable, which will print exception type and exception message. Right, so save it, open the command prompt, go to your working directory, compile the program javac MiS-Match catch block example1.java, compile it and then run it. Right, so exception type arithmetic exception, exception message division by 0, end of the program. Right, so this is normal execution of program. Right, so now let us take here null pointer exception instead of arithmetic exception. Okay, right, we'll take it as null pointer exception, something like E. We'll take it as E as exception object, print E. Right, so here we get arithmetic exception, but here it is mismatch. MiS-Match catch block. Right, so since it is a mismatch catch block, null pointer exception cannot process, cannot accept arithmetic exception. So it leads to abnormal termination of the program. Save it, recompile and run. So abnormal termination of the program. When abnormal termination happens, JVM prints arithmetic exception, exception type, exception message, exception state, line 14 or line 7, line 14. Okay, so this is how mismatch catch block leads to abnormal termination of the program. Okay, so the note point goes like this: whenever abnormal termination of program happens with exception, then JVM displays or prints exception type and message and state, all three properties of exception. So all three properties of exception. So this is what is MiS-Match catch block in Java program with exceptions. Thank you for watching this video. Do like, comment and share this video, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel Sri Sai IT Hub. Have a nice day.